Hey fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. I hope y'all are doing lovely today. Wanted to come on here and put out a quick message to you guys and see what needs to be communicated. Now, of course, these readings are general, so please only accept what resonate. Leave the rest and be aware of any scam pages reaching out to you. But with that said, let's go ahead and see what the messages are for the fire signs. Apple News. So, Spirit for the fire signs. Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. What is the message that they need to receive at this time? What is it that the fire sign? Thank you. Luck. It says you are right to be strong and optimistic about the opportunities ahead. All right now. So let's talk about it. You got some opportunities coming in, fire signs? I know that's right. Let's see what's coming in for the fire signs. New passionate beginning, new creativity, new opportunity for expression here. Something that's going to be exciting. Could be some work, right? But overall, looks good. So what's coming in for the fire signs? What can they look forward to? King of Pentacles. I'm making some money. Some of y'all could be receiving a pay increase here. Could be starting your own as well with this King of Pentacles, or having your investments come to fruition here. May have had to be very patient. Let's see. Tell me more about this King of Pentacles, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo energy. Knight of Cups. Yeah, exactly. So some good news coming in. A new opportunity here for creativity, for expression, opportunity here. So this looks good. So what do the fire signs need to be focusing on at this time? The Three of Swords, healing and recovery, and Judgment for renewal. Aw, what have they been working through? The Six of Cups, your past, and the Page of Cups, being optimistic, being expressive, being creative, being idealistic, sensitive. So this is a renewal that's coming in, and it's coming in right on time. Honestly, you may have felt inadequate or very disappointed previously, and now is the opportunity for you to like start fresh, or grow here, because it kind of feels like with this King of Pentacles to the Knight of Cups, you're making progress. So I can't necessarily say start fresh fully, but the energy feels reviving, if that makes sense. Like not new, but like a reviving or like a revision. Okay. So what is this King of Pentacles? You're making a decision for abundance, for prosperity. This is a commitment with the Knight of Pentacles, so that you're gonna have to be committed to this, but it's gonna allow you to have like a redo, especially here with that Judgment, for that renewal, for that awakening, that self-realization regarding why certain things didn't pan out for you the way that you thought that they should have, and that kind of took a little bit of the air out of your sails, or the wind out of your sails, excuse me. All right, so let's pull one more. I mean, I thought I was done, but let's pull one more. Because you're going to need confidence as you navigate through this. Confidence in your plan, confidence in your abilities. Reflection, that's what I was kind of speaking on earlier. So what do they need to know as they navigate through this renewal? Through this revision? Stop in reverse. And Death. And illumination. Trust, especially after frustration. Trust, meaning trusting in yourself and your abilities. Creativity at the bottom of the deck. Light bulb. But you do have illumination, which is the Sun, for vitality and happiness, clarity, truth, and expression with that Death. So something did have to come to an end here. But it's more so about what are you taking from that previous experience into this new goal, this new ambition, this new project. because you have this stop and reverse, meaning that something did come to a halt and ended with death. Something had to change, something had to transfigure. So basically what I'm seeing is you had a passion, you had an interest, and it did not go through the way that you thought it would. And now you're having the opportunity to be as abundant, as prosperous, taking a completely different route, that's going to allow you to grow and to flourish. But it wasn't the original plan. It requires you to have to pivot. And how do they feel about this? Justice. Some of you may feel like things are finally coming into balance, the Wheel of Fortune, having faith. But how do the Fire Sign Collective feel about this? The Queen of Wands. This is your time to shine. You could be feeling confident. The Six of Swords, because you could identify it as a transition. So why are y'all telling them to release the pain with the Three of Swords? The Knight of Pentacles to the Magician. Because you worked really hard for this. You stayed consistent for this opportunity that's being presented to you. The King of Wands. This was all your idea. Anything that they need to be on the lookout for? Any obstacles that they need to be prepared for? Justice and the Ten of Wands. You may need some help, or you may need to delegate with the Ten of Wands. It's a lot of responsibility. Or you could be taking on a lot of stress and a lot of burden. But even still, with Justice, for blockages, it's almost as if you would expect for this to be, for some of you, more stressful than it is, especially when it has to do with your career and your finances. You would expect for this opportunity to come with more challenge or more obstacle. So there's a sense of disbelief here. Yeah, the Seven of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune, almost though you can't really believe that something this positive is happening, or this breakthrough that's coming in, or you being able to take this opportunity and pursue it. It's almost as if you're kind of expecting something to go wrong, because that has already happened to you in the past with the last your last project or your last goal. You're just kind of like expecting it to go bad, right? But Spirit is saying here that that's not necessarily the case. It's gonna require a change. It's gonna require a pivot, but it's not gonna be as disappointing as a previous failure of yours. And it's not gonna be so stressful. It's kind of like you're waiting for it. With Justice to the Ten of Wands for obstacles. Yeah, the Ten of Swords. What's being balanced out here with Justice? The Sun. The Queen of Swords. So what happened to you was potentially unfair as to why something didn't work out before. And so now you're being rewarded for handling that with grace. Let me read that. Stop. What is that under my nail? Like, you're being rewarded. That's why they're saying luck. That's why they're saying illumination after death. Like, I think stop is orange. Is stop orange? Yeah. No, it's red. Yeah, you may have taken a break. Or yeah, it's a time to move forward or simply change your direction. That's what I was picking up on. I was picking on a shift. And then illumination. Make sure I'm not tripping. Because I'm like, this is good news. But even the card that came out was luck. Of you're right to be strong and optimistic about the opportunities. And that's what I was saying. I'm like, okay, you're identifying this shift. You're identifying these opportunities as something that you can handle and confident. But there is a small part of you that's like, this is kind of too easy, or this looks like it's going to be like too good to be true. But Spirit is like, no, you're right for being as optimistic as you are. You struggled enough. You went through the fire, honey. So let's see. Illumination. You can see and feel the truth of your situation and approach what you've illuminated with a deeper sense, deeper knowing and ease. Yeah, don't make it harder than it don't make it harder than it needs to be, fire signs. Don't do that. And I know that can be very easy to overcomplicate a situation and think too hard about it and anticipate the worst. And of course, you're going to want to be prepared, you know, want to have your plan A and B and C. But Spirit is like, no, you're right for being this excited. I understand that you experienced a failure recently in the past, I would say maybe 6 months, you know, maybe for longer than that. From the past 6 months to a year, you experienced like obstacles and challenges, and you've remained resilient. So these rewards, the fruit of your labor, like, enjoy it. And you're like, I'm gonna do it, but I'm weary. Yeah, do it. This is your reward. All right, fire signs. Well, that's what I got. Congratulations. I hope that this reading helped. If you would like to book a personal with me, there's a link in my bio. But if this is where I leave you, I wish you all the very best of luck. Thank you.